In the world of wellness and self-care, there's a fascinating treatment that's been making waves, and it's known as red light therapy. Today, we're going to go in depth on how it works, why it works, and so you can decide whether or not this is right for you. But what exactly is red light therapy? First, there's low-level laser therapy. This uses gentle lasers or lights that don't make heat, and this still helps us by creating like a soothing massage for our bodies. There's also photobiomodulation, and this is a big word that means using light to change how our bodies work by giving our cells a little bit of a boost. There's also photonic stimulation and biostimulation, and there's a whole bunch of others, but they basically do the same thing and they have the same idea behind them. So where did this theory behind red light therapy start? Well, in the 1990s, NASA was exploring ways to support astronauts in long-duration space missions, and they sought out methods that would accelerate wound healing and tissue regeneration in tough conditions such as space. Through meticulous research, NASA scientists discovered that red light therapy held incredible promise, and it was found to enhance cellular function and promote faster healing. This revelation was monumental. In space, natural healing processes can be sluggish. The potential of red light therapy was nothing short of game-changing. The technology was subsequently integrated into space missions, becoming a vital component of medical kits, aboard space shuttles, and the International Space Station. When astronauts faced minor injuries or needed to expedite the healing process, they turned to red light therapy. But now if we go back before NASA experiments, we can see that there was actually an even earlier and more humble beginning. In the early 1960s, Dr. Endre Mester, a Hungarian physician and researcher, was investigating the effects of laser light on cancer cells. But in a twist of fate, his experiments with lab mice yielded an unexpected discovery. Mice treated with low-level laser light not only healed wounds faster, but also regrew their hair at an astonishing rate. Over the following decades, researchers worldwide delved into the potential applications of red and near-infrared light therapy. They studied its effects on various biological processes, including cellular regeneration, tissue repair, and inflammation reduction, as well as pain relief. By the 1980s and 1990s, red light therapy had gained recognition in clinical settings. It was also utilized for wound healing, sports injury rehabilitation, and pain management. With time, the technology advanced, introducing more sophisticated devices that could deliver precise wavelengths of light. Now let's dive into the fascinating inner workings of red light therapy, or RLT. Imagine tiny powerhouses inside of our cells called mitochondria. When exposed to specific red and near-infrared light, these mitochondria soak up the light energy, and the light energy jumpstarts a series of chemical reactions, and this leads to something very important being created called ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. Think of ATP like a cellular battery. It stores and delivers energy for all sorts of tasks inside of the cells. With more ATP around, cells become like super workers, especially those involved in healing, repairing tissues, and even mending wounds. RLT also helps balance out free radicals and antioxidants in our cells, reducing stress and keeping them healthy. This means that inflammation can come down a lot quicker due to the higher production rate of our cells. For our skin, RLT encourages the production of collagen, which is pretty much like the building blocks for our elasticity and healing of our skin. There's even some research suggesting that RLT might be good for our brain cells, supporting their health and function. While we have a good grasp on the basics of this research, scientists are still trying to uncover some of the more unknown parts with this data. And that brings us to the question, what do we actually know with the research that we have? First, let's look at this study published in the Photobiomedicine and Laser Surgery. Participants who received the therapy experienced significant improvements in skin tone, and a reduction of wrinkles. Studies in the engineering and translational medicine additionally showcase RLT's power to speed up wound closure. This research underscores RLT's potential to significantly reduce pain in musculoskeletal disorders. Studies in HHS Public Access demonstrate how RLT effectively reduces inflammation in patients with joint disorders. Another study in the Journal of Cutaneous and Aesthetic Surgery reveals that RLT leads to a substantial improvement in hair density. Now this is a lot of studies, and I'll even give you one more. A study in the Journal of Athletic Training shows RLT's ability to improve sleep quality. Now it's easy to see why there is so much hype behind using something like this, so now we need to answer whether or not red light therapy is something that you should include into your daily routine. Now I'll just make it real simple here. If you have any of these things that I just talked about or want to improve on any of those 8 things, then this is exactly the thing for you. As long as RLT is in your budget in terms of finances, then this could actually be a great enhancement for your overall cognition, inflammation reduction, and skin rejuvenation. There's literally so many things that it could be useful for. Now, for the question of whether or not this is for you, I think that if you have the budget to spend on something like this, then it could be a great addition. But also understand that there is a cost related with it that could be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. If you have a skin condition that reacts poorly with bright light like this, then I would recommend talking to a healthcare professional, as that can be a very good help to understand whether or not this is specifically for you. And the same thing goes for something like pregnancy, because this is something that simply hasn't really been studied with red light. So it's probably best to stay clear of it entirely. I would also highly advise the use of blackened out goggles or glasses that make sure that you do not look directly into these lights for obvious reasons. You may be wondering about other spectrums of light, so let's go over why red light therapy still comes out on top, as well as other applications for other types of light. First up, we have blue light, which has the strength of getting rid of acne. It does this by going down into your skin and attacking the exact bacteria that causes acne in the first place. Then there's green light, which is pretty much a mood booster, and it also helps out skin tone. There's also yellow, amber, and orange light, which basically helps your body in the same way that red light does with increasing ATP production. UV and infrared light are like the heavyweights used for more internal serious health conditions, but the reason that I would stick with red and near infrared light is because there's so much more data and research on this, and it also shows that it's more effective than all of these combined. And the reason for that is because of the specific wavelengths that are able to penetrate through your skin, and the theory is they can get right into your cells a lot more effectively than the other lights because of this wavelength. And a simple test that you could do to show this effectiveness is if you just take a flashlight, you can see that if you put it up on your fingers, red light is the only light that's going through. And this is because the wavelengths that are 630, 660, 830, 850, and so on, these wavelengths are the ones that can actually go through your skin a lot better compared to the other colors. So now if you're thinking about buying a red light therapy device, then you should also consider the EMF radiation. I personally got one from GembaRed, which they have very, very low EMF, so much so that you can even put the light directly on your skin. But so many other red lights out there have pretty high EMF if you are pretty close to the light. So make sure that if you're still using these lights, you're about 6 to 12 inches away from the panel to ensure that you're safe. In general, 20 to 30 minutes a day is plenty, and you actually don't want to go above that whatsoever, because at that point, you could be causing damage to your skin. So I would just recommend that 20 to 30 minutes, but also it doesn't even have to be every day. You could do it weekly, you could do it monthly. If you get 2 sessions in a month that are 30 minutes, then you'll probably see a good improvement as well. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it has, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and comment if you have any other questions. And that all being said, I'm out. Be well, be blessed. Peace.